Hey friends. Okay, so if you saw my story from earlier today, I made a shredded coconut and walnut plant-based milk, and it was out of this world. It was so good. And I've been really wanting to come up with a recipe using the mash that's left over, kind of make it a dual purpose or creative treat or something. So I'm gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna make what I'm gonna think may turn out as like a bar or a crumble, or I don't know. This is the first time I've attempted this, so you're gonna come along with me and we're gonna just try it together and see. I'm super excited. And I hope that y'all have been able to make the milk. It's so worth it. It tastes amazing. There's no preservatives. And if this mash can be used a second time and I can come up with a whole new recipe, then it's definitely worth it. So come on, let's go. Alrighty folks, start by preheating the oven at 350, and you're going to cut yourself a piece of parchment paper. Hopefully you'll be able to fit it in the casserole dish better than I did. Man, did we fight. Okay, gather your ingredients. Walnuts, almonds, cinnamon, oats, raisins, coconut, honey. I used hemp seeds because I did not have chia, pink Himalayan sea salt, and your mash. Of course, I had to drink some of my water. Okay, place your mash from your milk in a bowl. Then I decided to add 1/3 cup of rolled oats. I grabbed a tablespoon of shredded coconut, mixed it up to see what the consistency was like, and I decided to add another 1/3 cup of rolled oats. Mixed it up again together, and I think it ended up being about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah, I added more salt there. And then I added, with a struggle, trying to open the jar, 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. If I did the chia seeds, I probably would have only done 1 or 2. It smelled really good at that point. Next, I'm going to take my bowl that the mash was in, and I'm just going to grab, I did 2 tablespoons of walnuts and almonds, and I used my meat mallet, and I just kind of crushed them away, kind of just like a rough chop per se. And I placed them back into the bowl, and I kind of mixed everything up again, tasted it again, see how it's going, added a little more cinnamon, of course, mix. And then I added raisins. Here I ended up putting in 3 tablespoons. I gave it a good stir, and then I added just a sprinkle of raisins and almonds again. I took out the residual oil from the milk earlier. Coconut has its own natural oils that kind of pull away when you make the milk. And then I added an additional tablespoon of organic coconut oil. This will give a nice creamy consistency. Next, I added 1/4 cup of honey and made sure I mixed everything very well, really incorporating all the ingredients together. And I definitely gave it a taste, and it was delicious. Poured everything into my casserole dish and pressed it out nice and flat and baked it for 10 minutes. Checked it after 10 minutes. The edges became kind of golden color, but I wanted that on the entire surface. And so I baked it for an additional 10, which ended up being about 30 minutes. And you guys, look at this. Okay, you guys, look. You can see the almonds and the raisins and the oats and the hemp seeds. So it kind of turned out more like I'll show you, like a crumble sort of, but it's still sticking together from the honey. I think one thing I would do differently, because y'all just came along, it was the first time I ever tried it, I would add more oats and more honey. That way everything sticks together better and it's more chewy. I ended up cooking it for 30 minutes. And so I think if I had, again, more of the oats and the honey to kind of bind it and hold it together, have more of a chewy texture. This is more like a softer texture, but the flavor is out of this world. And so I'm super pleased. I got 2 uses out of the mash from making the milk, and then added fresh ingredients. So go make yours. Enjoy.